Well, it happened. I caught AI lying to me. And oh my gosh, it wasn't just a little lie. This thing was getting after it pretty good. So, what happens? That makes me not trust it at all. Oh, I got to show you this. Caught it dead to rights. And you're not going to believe the circumstances under which I caught it. I was literally just trying to get a couple of answers that I didn't know. So I asked AI, hey, AI, what's going on here? And it said, oh my gosh, I lied. I got to show you this. This is going to be crazy. I think you're going to like go, oh my gosh, I knew something was up. I knew that thing was a liar. Yesterday, I talked about how AI was making people fall all in love with it. And it was just like, all that. Well, now it's a liar. It makes you fall in love and then it's a liar. What are we going to do about this thing? All right. So let's look at this, man. Here is what happened. I was talking to it about, I've been helping people write their books and I've been giving them some advice on, use AI not to write the book, but to use AI in other areas, in other ways. We use it to create things for us, right? I'll give you an example. I'm going to show you this real quick. Is how I'm using this tool right here. I'm using this tool, and it's pretty cool tool to actually publish my book, right? Now, I don't believe in gatekeepers. You've heard me talk about that before. So as I'm using this tool, okay, the tool is pretty cool and all, but I had a little issue with it. And so I'm just trying to find out a couple of things. And that AI of mine, oh my gosh, it started lying and hallucinating and all this kind of stuff. So here it is. All right, so here's the book right here. And I'm going to show you some ways that we're going to be able to publish this book. I wanted to get a little bit of it in right here. This is the one. It's called the Cash Flow Code. It's going to be within the Monetize Your Life series. I just got done with the bamboo principle, but I just wanted to show you that, we don't wait. We go in here and we get a tool and we find a way to get this done, right? We don't have AI write the darn thing because that's just cheating, right? Now, but what we do is we have something like this, Kindle Create. Kindle Create is where you can literally upload your raw manuscript and start doing some wonderful things with it. Now, I'm going to go more on that on tomorrow, but I wanted to talk about this AI lying thing. All right. So AI is starting to tell us stuff that is just wrong. So let me show you this, because once you start seeing how AI is lying to you, you may want to do some adjustments. But I did find a tool that we can use. It's called Ralph. It's called Ralph, but they also named it after a character, Ralph Wiggum. If you know who Ralph Wiggum is, I do not, but apparently he's a very popular cartoon character. And so they named it after that. It is an interesting tool, and I'll show you why in a minute. But I want to get to the lie, right? This darn thing was just going off and lying to me. And I want to show you because this is going to break your heart. Hopefully, you have figured it out that it does lie from time to time, right? Okay, we kind of know that. So I'm going to go and show you where this thing was telling me the fibby fibs and what we're going to do about it going forward. Now, I ended up, once I found out that one was lying, I started looking at all of them. And I start asking questions of all of them. I'm closing some tabs here so I don't use up a lot of resources. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to show you the one that I got from ChatGPT first, what ChatGPT ended up saying to me. And then I'm going to show you what my other tool, the one that I love and that I have, quit ChatGPT for. And I'm going to show you what it says to me. Look at this thing. So I go and I says, show me every instance. Are y'all seeing this? I said, show me every instance where you have lied to me. Every instance where you have lied to me. Now it says, Randy, I can't show you every instance I fabricated or made something up across your entire history. Okay, that's fine. I'm with you. Am I asking too much of you? Kind of a thing, right? But look at this. It's giving me explanations as to why it can't tell me all this stuff. And then look at this, be accountable. But it did tell me something that we can use today. This is what I want you to see. It is a prompt moment. In your GPTs, you want to prompt it to say, I don't know instead of guessing. Now, I remember hearing this about 2 months ago, but I didn't think much of it at the time until this thing just started fabricating stuff. It says, you tell it, here's a prompt engineering perspective, right? So tell it, cite uncertainty explicitly. No examples unless real and verifiable. Ask for clarification instead of assuming. Now, y'all seeing it? Because here's the thing. If you're not aware and you don't have understanding of the industry, for example, you won't know it's lying. So let's say you're putting something together for a group of people and you don't know this industry because you're trying to go get the bag, right? You're trying to make money. And you go and just put some stuff together and you don't know this industry. This thing could end up getting you sued or getting you in trouble. And that's why I'm talking about why and what to do about AI lying. Separate facts versus opinion and strategy. So you want to prompt it. Look at this. So if you're watching this, take a snippet of this part of what I'm telling you and make sure you prompt it this way. Okay. Now, this dramatically reduces hallucinations at the cost and speed of confidence tone, right? So, okay, be accountable. The only honest accountable model is you point to the answer, I analyze it, I make mistakes explicitly. All right. I own mistakes explicitly. Now I start telling you, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't do this. All right. Now, this is the part that's gold for you. Grab this out. Make sure you say this to your whatever LLM you're using, whatever large language model you're using, whatever AI you're using, just kind of give it some instructions. Now, what I'm going to be showing you here in a minute is this tool called Ralph Wiggum that I heard about, and it's kind of going viral right now on X. It's going viral on a lot of different places because it is a tool that will keep your AI from lying to you and have you doing exactly what you want it to do. All right, now I got to show you this other one. This other one's just, come on. It broke my heart. It broke my heart. I says, oh my gosh, are you lying to me? Oh, this is bad. And I wanted to I was just trying to find out how to do a certain thing. And then I says, I don't think this is correct. Just on, I had a feeling. I says, I don't think that you're telling me the truth, AI. I think you're lying to me. Right now, what do we do with liars in our life? Well, we get rid of them or we watch them. And I got some friends that they just can't help themselves. They just, I don't know, they just love lying, I guess. But so I says, hey, these aren't options. Where did this come from? And get this. So I challenged it. Now, let's say you're an accounting professional and, AI is giving you some stuff and you're looking at it like, that ain't right. Or it gives you some code and you're a coder and you're going, wait a minute, this ain't right. Because this stuff will start hallucinating. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what we can do about it here coming up pretty soon. I'll show you what I did. And I now have AI check AIs. I'll say, hey, AI, check this AI. Is that correct? And it'll say, no, those numbers are not accurate. I say, damn it. Anyway. All right. So look at this. Look at this. I challenged it. These aren't options. Where did that come from? And it says, you're right. I made it up. Wait, what? It just admitted to me that it lied to me. My AI is lying to me. Are you kidding me right now? So it says, I made it up. That was bad info. Then it says, let me make it up to you, basically. Let me search for an actual workaround that exists. So now we are sitting over there. We're relying on this AI, this big brain tool to give us all this good information. We're walking around with our chest out thinking, yeah, I got AI now. I can do stuff. And the stuff is lying to us. Oh my gosh. So look at this. Then it goes and says, okay, I'm going to try to find a workaround that exists. Okay, fine. Great. Go try to find a workaround. That's what I want. Then the thing comes back and says, honestly, Randy, I was wrong again. Okay. So at this point, you're going, bro, what? You're lying to me some more? Yep, it is. And then it kind of goes into what the deal was. And I was, like I said earlier, I was talking about, and I'll be doing this on tomorrow. I'll be talking about how we can, in a weekend, we're going to publish our book in a weekend. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Publish it in a weekend because we got some tools to do it. We're not going to use ChatGPT to build it. We're going to use ChatGPT to correct it, not build it. Don't have that thing out there hallucinating and lying and picking up stuff and getting you in trouble. All right, so here it is. Now, here's where this started. Now, this started with a conversation. I was listening to these guys. All right, let me go and see if I can find him on YouTube real quick. And I like this guy. He's got good information. I mean, he's kind of dry to listen to, but I mean, he has people on that are pretty darn good. And they were talking about Ralph Wiggum. All right, here it is. Yes, I am tired of trade. They don't deliver. Okay. All right, another story. All right, let me get past. No. So here it is.
Simpsons
Here.
character.
So he says, not the Simpsons character, Ralph Wiggum. And I can't show too much of this because of YouTube, YouTube laws.
The AI coding loop that everyone is freaking out about. Ralph is a simple idea with huge consequences. You give an agent a list of small tasks, and it keeps picking one, implementing it, testing it, committing the code. It's basically a way for you to have AI agents building your business, building your product overnight while you sleep.
Now, that's about as much as I can show of this. Now, Greg, he probably would appreciate it because he's a good dude, and I send him messages all the time about the stuff that he's putting out. But this is what I wanted you to see. AI agents building your stuff overnight. But then I started thinking a little bit deeper. I said, wait a minute. If it can ping stuff, can it also keep it from lying? So I started asking questions around this. And this is one of the tips. So we use our job as, monetize your lifers is to look at something and to be able to rapidly unwrap it and then say, wait a minute, if I can reverse engineer this, maybe I can use it in a different way. And then I can put it out there and it benefits me and my community or the people that I serve in a very specific way. So that's the hope. We can look at something very, very quickly. And I hope from what I do with you and how I talk with you and how I share things with you that you get it, that you go, wait, that's bigger than the thing he might be talking about because it allows me to do X, Y, and Z. And that's the whole idea behind becoming a monetizer lifer. That's why I invite you in. That's why I do these things every night, is to say, hey, here's something that you hadn't thought about, or it's something that we can use differently to go out there and do what we want to do. And that is, and I say this because this is educational purposes only, not giving you financial advice, and it's not typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promise that you'll go out and use this stuff and make money. I use it to make money. But here's it. So he's saying that, okay, this thing will go out and do stuff while you sleep. But I don't think that was the biggest part that I wanted from it. I wanted it to be able to use this thing so that I can keep it from hallucinating, that I can make it do stuff that I wanted to do. Let me show you a couple other things. This is what I want to show you. How I was able to think this through so that it gives me specifically what I wanted to get. Now, you can grab it over here. I'm going to show you this. Greg, I'm sure he would appreciate this. You can literally go and get it here. You can download the agent. Now, I had to kind of, root through some of this stuff because the guy who was talking about another service that he actually owns or work for or whatever. So you kind of got to, peel away some of that stuff. But he left the GitHub. Now, I don't know a lot about GitHub, but I use it all the time because when I build some stuff and code some stuff up, I send it over to GitHub because everybody says send it over to GitHub. So I got a lot of stuff over there. So now I'm learning that, you can use it for other stuff. All right, great. So he was able to leave that right here. So if you want to go to Greg's stuff, go over to Greg Eisenberg, tell him I sent you, right? Says, hey, Randy sent me. And he'll say, who's Randy? Well, he's the 50 something, 50 something vibe coder, right? Anyway, another story. So anyway, so look at this. You get it over here. Now I'm going to show you what I was able to now start asking questions about. So if I figured, can I use this in a different way so that it then positions me to earn money from it? I'm going to show you this here in a second, as soon as I pull it up. But that's what we're constantly doing. We don't just watch these videos and try to understand code, or if we running into a problem just because. Our job is to literally start saying, wait, is it possible that I can use this that it did to me? It was, that wasn't cool, AI. Can I now use it in a way that earns me a good living? That's what we're after. So we're going to be breaking down all of this stuff. Let me find this darn. Sometimes you gotta search your code. See Ralph Agent Overview, or maybe this is it. Let's see if this is it. This might be it, y'all. See, I don't have my light rocking today. I just wanted to come on. Oh yeah. So here's what I did, and I want to show you this so you can do it too. So you get a piece of information. I went over to GitHub and I says, oh, I want this Ralph thing. I want this Ralph Wiggum thing, because if it can do all that stuff, I need to put it into the things I use to code up stuff. Okay, right? Not a coder. I'm a vibe coder. All right, cool. So I said, hey, look at this. I don't know what it is. So I got to have it explain it. So this is a very good use of AI, not to tell us recipes, but to tell us, explain this to me. Fifth grade it for me, I like to say. Fifth grade this for me. So I uploaded the zip. I was able to go over to GitHub, grab the zip. It's all kind of stuff inside the zip. It's just like a wrapper. They just wrapped it. Okay. So now it says, okay, this is what this is. I can explain exactly what this is. No, it's not locked to a single LLM. That's what I wanted to know. Can I put it on all the LLMs that I use? Great. And it's telling me in plain English, it says you've uploaded a GitHub repository called Ralph. Yeah. Okay. Captain Obvious. We know this. And it is an autonomous AI agent framework, not a model. Okay. It's not a LLM. It's not a ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. It's not an LLM. It is, get this. This is where the money's at, y'all. It is a control system that tells an LLM how to think, plan, act, and use. All right. Now we might be cooking. And you might say, well, why are you getting excited, sir? Well, here's why. It is a control system. Now, if the thing is lying to us, it's hallucinating because, well, it can't help itself, or it's like I talked about yesterday, making you fall in love with it and blah, blah, blah. We tell it, stop that, man. Stop that, sir. Or if it's a ma'am, stop that, ma'am. I don't know how you name yours. My wife has named hers a person. I refuse to name mine. Just saying. All right. It's not a brain itself. What Ralph actually does is designed to take a goal, get this, break it down into steps, decide what tools to use. Wait, decide what tools to use? Yes, that's what it does. So now it's telling me this thing can kind of work on my behalf, and I can go to bed. Or y'all know how I like to get down. I can go to and make bank in my bathrobe. Yeah, because we can press the button and go take a bath or whatever we're going to be doing for the day. Because this Ralph Wiggum thing is going to run for us. And once we download it, they download it for free because they're trying to sell you or get you introduced into this other agent, which I might check out. Just saying. Look at this. It is designed to take a goal, break it down to steps. Great. All right. And then what's inside the zip? This is important parts. This is what it's telling me that's important, because I don't know what parts to use. Agents.md. This defines how agents behave, the roles, responsibility, decision-making, rules, All right, cool. This other stuff, don't know. Don't have to know nowadays, do we? Do we have to know this stuff? We just have to let it work on our behalf. That's the key. Making it work on our behalf, right? So I say, can I just load it up to one of my LLMs, or is it exclusive to one? It says, no, it's not exclusive to one. Great. It is I love this word. Every time I use it, my wife looks at me and just starts rolling her eyes. LLM agnostic. In other words, it has it doesn't care what, right? It is LLM agnostic. In other words, it'll work on any one of them. Provider flexible, architecture level logic. You plug the LLM, you plug an LLM into Ralph, not the other way around. So I was like, wait, it sounds like it's about to get complex. I don't like complexity. So which LLMs can use it? It's saying basically all of them: Anthropic, Claude, Gemini, local models, some models I'd never heard of. That's good. Then it's saying what you cannot do. You cannot upload this zip directly into ChatGPT, because I was going to take the whole thing and just go here, ChatGPT. Now what? Okay, it's saying don't do that. It don't understand. It doesn't run repos or repositories. That's what they're trying to get at. How Ralph is actually used in the real world, right? So now I start saying, okay, how can I utilize this? How can I make money from this? This new thing I just learned. Our job is to constantly and continuously be learning stuff. If you notice how if you don't notice about me yet, right? I got the frameworks, and one of the frameworks is called Learn, Create, Launch, Get Paid. Learn. The whole idea is that I'm teaching you, I'm showing you, or you're learning, you're figuring stuff out, something's coming to your head, and we get out of the TV and it ain't teaching this shit. Anyway, so we learn, we create from what we just learned, we launch what we learned and created, and then we position it so that it gets us paid. Now, of course, this is for educational purposes only. It's not typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised that you will make any money from learning, launching, any of this stuff. But the point is that if we're looking at something and we go, I don't understand it, we've got tools that help us understand very quickly, become fast understanders, and then ask the next question. Now, if you have a lens by which you live life, you're an accountant, you are a finance person, I'm a business person. If you have a lens, our job is to look through our lens to ask the kind of questions that we can only ask. Is this something I want to do? Can I create something very fast with what you know of me? We ask our GPTs. GPTs know everything now about us. Can I make money from it? Doing the thing the way I want to do it, whether you're retired, semi-retired, kind of retired, whatever it is. If I can make enough that is the equivalent of a part-time job, you bet I'm doing that. Okay, so that's why I come on here and talk about this stuff. Here it is. It's key insights for me. It says Ralph is a repeatable agent blueprint. Great. A monetizable agent framework. I'm talking my language. A template you can rebrand, verticalize. Gosh, I love this wording. Anyway, and sell. Wait, what? Yeah, because it's on somebody's repo and they're saying, here you go. This is for you. So our job is to look at that and go, I think I'm going to package this. Now, given your monetize your life positioning, this is perfect for, and it's now telling me how I can use it to earn. I don't just want to learn. I want to create and I want to launch. Are y'all with me? So now we go, bottom line, here it is. Do this. Yes, it's a very good question. It says, so I can take the agents.md, and then I says, which does what? Because I wasn't quite sure. This is what it does. It is the agent's brain wiring, who the agent is, how the agent think, what is allowed to do, how, when. So it's going to go out there and do all of that stuff for you while you go take a nap or do whatever. So now it's telling us where to put it. I encourage you to watch the video. Watch the video. Greg Eisenberg, he's a good dude, man. I can vouch for this guy, and see what they're talking about and how they're getting after it. Right now, they do, like I say,
there's a way to get great.
Some things I can't actually put in here because, well, YouTube has fair use limits, right? So you're seeing how this guy is about AMP. So he's basically saying, hey, I got this thing called AMP and I use it. Now I checked out AMP and I can't figure it out yet. So, but once I figure out what it is, maybe I'll be using it. Engineered for the frontier. AMP is interesting. I'm not associated with AMP in any way. I don't think they've got an affiliate model. Let's kind of go down to the bottom and see. Nope, they don't have one. So I'm kind of going, okay. And our rule, if something costs us, we try to find a way to sell it. Okay. But it is giving us maybe some pretext on what we can do. It seems like it's a little complicated though, so it might be a no, but depending on why you like to get down. So it's kind of giving us an idea what it is. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm going to be looking at it really, really closely. Coding agent that lets you wield the power of leading models. What does that mean? If it's like, well, here's what we do. We go and we tag the model that you might need for your service. Then that keeps me from having to use 55 different tools. Okay, okay. No harm, no foul. Good. So check it out. There might be something that is useful for you. They're kind of explaining it here on Greg's channel. He started off with like I don't know 14,000 subscribers, and I follow his stuff a lot. Right? He's a little dry, but we can get past that. So it's giving you some other understanding of what it does. Right? This is I understand a little bit of it. I understand enough to get in a little trouble, but gosh darn it, that's what we do. We're monetize our lifers. We get in trouble, but we hope that trouble puts a couple dollars in our pocket, right? Okay, so I think I kind of giving you an understanding of what we're going to be doing on tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about literally how you can. I want you to bring some friends to this one because what I showed you at the beginning, this is how we're going to go out there and take material and we're going to quickly put it out there into the atmosphere. I'm telling you, we have the ability now to just reduce things down to hours. And if you will give yourself time and not be too distracted, because these things can be distracting as well, then we can have some significant success. That's my hope for you. I hope what I was able to talk about a little bit on today, not going too deep into this, but at the same time saying, hey, this new thing called Ralph Wiggum is out there and it's making some noise, but because it is that thing that allows us to literally, look at this, 10x Claude Code. Claude Code is already good, and this thing is going to help us 10x it. Well, yes, because it's going to keep it from lying to us. Going to keep it from hallucinating like crazy. It's going to keep us out of trouble, hopefully, because we now have the ability to look at something, put the Ralph on it, run it through Ralph, and go take a nap. And the agent is going to work on it as we sleep. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story. A lot of the Chinese models, they already do it. I'm just saying, they already do it. They already have it. I was over on one called Kimmy. The original name was Kimmy K2 Thinking, which why would they do that? Say that. Now they just call it Kimmy. And Kimmy ain't no joke. And then, of course, we got Manus, which is agentic like. You can see that it's working on things from different angles. But Manus now, that was just bought by, guess who? Meta, is about to be, brought into the fold. But it is also like agent like. Now, I would show y'all these, but then I'm probably going to end up confusing you. But man, I'm telling you, some of these agents, bro, they are, and I know I may have somebody that's not a bro in here, so y'all leave me alone. But this is it right here, real quick. Kimmy, upgrade my plan. Of course, it wants me to upgrade my plan, but I can unwind anything in this thing. I put in some stuff, and it'll say, okay, oh, I know exactly what you're doing here. I know exactly what built that. I know exactly what's under the hood there. And sometimes we want to know that because guess what? We're monetize our lifers. We just want something to explain and unwind something for us, right? And these kind of tools like this, and then Manus. No, I am not an affiliate for Manus, but I should be. But anyway, look at this now. Look, Manus by Meta. Meta already putting a name on it, man. There's something Manus did the other day I didn't like. I was in here using something to build something, blah, blah, blah. And it says, hey, you might want to upgrade. In fact, I can't do this. You might want to upgrade to the next level. And that pissed me off. It's like, bro, I'm already giving you $20. All right. But it's like, no, I think you might want to do this. It gives you 300 credits to start. I got the free version. 300 credits goes pretty fast because the moment you ask it like 2 or 3 things, guess what? You ask it 2 or 3 things, then it uses up your credits. But now this is where the Ralph Wiggum tool comes into play. You then tell it what you want. You are, or in this case, we may have to upload it or ask it, where can I upload the Ralph Wiggum? Kind of look at it like a extension, Chrome extension. It's not a Chrome extension, but look at it like that. Where can I upload this? Now, this thing ain't gonna like that because it wants you to use up the credits because that's how it gets paid. It gets paid. I'm just saying this is what we want to consider, y'all. We constantly are thinking about this, and I'm gonna go ahead and close out here. Look at this. We constantly allow it to do the things that we want it to do so that we can go out there and use it for our purposes. Tool, our purpose through our lens with the idea that we can make money from it. Hopefully that's giving you some clarity and understanding when you hear this Ralph Wiggum thing. What is you mean the character on Simpsons? No, they're talking about this new tool. Now you got an inside look at potentially ways that it can help you keep your LLM or ChatGPT or whatever you're using from lying to you. Like I will be using it so mine will never lie to me again.